What's up, Nicholas DeLuca? Sorry I've been away so long. It's been a crazy couple weeks. Riley from the chat stayed with me for a week. I showed him some of the East Coast and introduced him to some art people. 4th of July was a real good time. Yeah, me and Dave started writing our third, we started writing our third book forever ago. It's actually like 90% done. We're finishing up the last few things, which is why I've been busy a couple days this week. Haven't been able to stream, so we've been doing like 7-hour, 6-hour writing sessions. But yeah, a lot of work, a lot of stuff going on. Working on a few things that I have not shown, trying to finish up this, working on the new book. It's been a lot. Wow. Great song. Great song. Let's see. Playlists. Work music. Let's take a look. What sounds good today? I think I need something upbeat. It's pretty rainy out. Let's try this. Well, let's see. Ooh. Ooh. Jumping right in. It's me. I'm here. Spitboy, I am not going to make it to Tuesday because I have to get this painting done. But other people will be coming, I believe. I have to, I gotta really lock in this week. My biggest priority is finishing our third book, so I took a few days this week to do that because Dave had some downtime, but that meant less time on this painting, so I really need to, I was doing really well up till I got sick a couple weeks ago, and then all my momentum is gone, and I am way behind. So I need to just kind of get this done. We want all of the art. Usually the way me and Dave do Kickstarters is we want the entire thing to be done so there's nothing left up to chance before we launch it. So we're gonna probably, assuming all of the writing of the book is done by the end of the summer, which there's only 5 chapters left we gotta do, and they're already outlined. We just have to do the dialogue, which is usually the easiest part. Assuming we don't run into like a big problem in the proofreading part where like we realize there's a continuity error, barring anything crazy like that happening, I'm assuming everything will be done by Christmas and we'll probably kickstart it in the winter. There's a weird, I don't know, we might have to push it though because there's good times to launch a Kickstarter and bad times to launch a Kickstarter. You want to be far away from Christmas, and you want to be far away from any other money-spending holidays, so Valentine's Day is another big one. So January is kind of a weird spot because people just spend a lot of money on Christmas and they're saving up for Valentine's Day. So we might have to wait till March or April. I don't want to wait that long, but it might be the only viable option because we're not going to have all the work done. Normally I'd love to do it in October like we did for the other two, but we're not going to be able to have all the assets for the book done by October, and we don't want to launch a Kickstarter without everything being done. So yeah, we might get relegated to like March, April. I don't want to leave anything, you know, just the way we do projects, you don't want to leave anything up to chance because there's nothing worse than promising a deliverable to people on Kickstarter and then something going wrong and having to start issuing like 10 million delays. Even with all the work done in the past, we've had to issue delays for stuff outside of our control. It's just the worst feeling. So Yeah, taxes is another thing. Me and Dave are incorporated, so technically, if we wanted to, we could make our own tax year, and we could say like we want to pay our taxes quarterly, or we want to pay our taxes in September instead of April, or like we could do that if we ever need to. But yeah, doing it based on taxes is definitely a thing. If you make too much money in a year and you're worried about going over the threshold where you get taxed way more, sometimes it makes sense to defer a project to the next year. Like whatever year we end up doing it, I'm assuming it's going to be 2025. I want to make sure that I don't do a ton of other shit that year. Or if I do, I want to, date the checks to cash, the following year. Oh yeah, that Suez thing was wild. Yeah, the COVID delays were nuts. I feel so bad for people whose projects were in the middle of development during the pandemic. That's like way outside your control, but people were definitely not feeling super graceful during all that because everybody was, rightfully upset. So I'm sure customer service is it's already not super fun all the time, but when you're going through something like that, I'm sure it's kind of a fucking nightmare. You're sick? I'm sorry, buddy. Hope you didn't get me sick. My throat's closing up, but I assume it's the weather. When did you start getting sick, man? My throat's being fucky, but dude, if I get sick again within a month of my last time getting sick, I don't know. I'm gonna have to start taking like steroids or something. I'm gonna have to start like artificially enhancing my body. I can't get sick this often. Monday? No. I felt pretty good till last night. Last night my throat started to get a little closed up, but I assume it was because of the weather. There might be some different stream stuff happening next week, guys. I'll probably wait till this painting is done, actually, but me and Dave are going to start making TikToks to advertise our books. So I'm going to be taking sections of the book and doing like kind of simple animations and playing the tracks from the audiobook over them to make like a motion comic. We're going to start putting those on TikTok. So I might stream that work. It's going to probably be pretty boring, but we'll see. How's the scale been for me? It's hard to tell because I'm drinking so much water weight, but like, it's physically impossible. The thing I gotta remind myself is, it's physically impossible for me to have gained any weight because I'm still tracking my calories. Like, I only ate 2,500 calories on the 4th. It's, you know, with my natural deficit and with all the running around I was doing that day, it's not possible for me to have gained any weight. So I just have to, like, even if the scale moves around, I have to, like, trust the numbers. The only other day that was iffy for me was after the 4th of July. I had some Chinese food with some friends, but I tried to, it's hard to count that. I tried to count it with MyFitnessPal, but every restaurant's a little different. So I just tried to, like, you know, I didn't eat any other meals that day, and I tried to keep it as best I could under 3,000. But for me to gain weight, I'd have to eat over. For me to gain weight, I'd have to eat over 5,000 calories a day, and I've been under 3,000 every day. So even if the scale moves around, I just have to, like, trust myself that it's physically not possible for me to gain weight. I'm definitely retaining more water though. I don't know how long that takes to flush. Everything I ate had way higher salt content than usual. I actually feel bad because I didn't really get to eat much of the stuff I cooked on the 4th. I was too busy running around because everything took longer to cook than I thought. There were a couple roadblocks, speed bumps. So there's a bunch of stuff I cooked I didn't even get to try. I got to try the barbecue. I didn't get to try most of the sides though. It sucks when you drink as much water as I do. Because, like, even if I lose a pound, sometimes I'm like 8 pounds heavier. Because I'm drinking like over a gallon of water a day now. Every couple weeks I do a purge day though, where I just eat nothing. I fast for 24 hours. When I weigh in, that's when I get my accurate weigh in. Nice, man. You should link it in the Discord. Check it out. It was funny though, I haven't had Chinese food in so many months. I had some Chinese food with friends, and the day after, I basically just didn't want to get out of bed. I felt so fucking bloated and tired. I was like, whoa. I think it was just the amount of sodium. I was like, oh, I forgot what that felt like. Those fireworks were pretty crazy. But I will turn myself up, Dan. How's that? That better? That better? Hello, hello. I'm here. What does my deck look like? Cameron came by the next day and picked everything up. Looks fine. Hey Cody, what's going on? Doing good, man. How are you? We're painting mushrooms today. It's a low-key mushroom day. Nice, man. Not happy with the face. Remember to use all the tricks. Use a 3D modeling thing, or go to Sketchfab, or pose somebody and take a reference photo, or do a study of something else, or, you know, build a maquette, or take a selfie and use your face structure to kind of approximate it. Oh, nice, man. Aren't they great? Yeah, they're great. I can't remember what I paid for these, chat, but I think they were like $15 for like a set of like 10 little busts. There's a bunch of them. Yeah, they were cheap. Nice. Big pixel issues. I'm not using a tablet screen. I'm just using a Wacom, like an Intuos. So I've never had that issue, but I've heard Dave complain about it with almost every Cintiq. Eventually, you will get a dead pixel. It will happen. I don't have any first-hand experience with it though, because I'm just using a Wacom Intuos. Are they based on some bad character prompts? Yeah, there's a few of those in there. There's definitely, like, we're making fun of, like, the whole genre. So a lot of that, some of it's, like, very, very direct. We're actually quoting things that clients have said to us. Some of them are just like things that we've seen that we didn't work on, but we saw other people do that we hated. Some of them are making fun of characters from pop culture stuff. Some of them are just things that we've read in books that we think are funny, like bad fantasy books or old monster manuals with like the really funny, like lame descriptions of things. But yeah, there's a lot of different stuff we're making fun of. There's absolutely some client stuff in there. I have to host another party next weekend for my friend's baby shower. They said in lieu of a gift, could we please, because they don't have enough space, they were like, can we just have our family come over? And I was like, yes. Yes. Oh. If you're talking about the demon, the sick and twisted demon who had an angel wing and a demon wing, that's actually a direct reference to a person we know in real life who got a tattoo on his chest of an angel wing and a demon wing, and nobody asked him why he got it, but he continued to explain that it's because, you know, he's got a little bit of an angel in him and a little bit of a devil in him. And the tattoo represents that, you know, he can kind of go either way. He's a lover and a fighter. He's a little good and a little bad. He loves his family, but he's kind of fucking twisted. And it was one of the cringiest things I've ever encountered. So now it's immortalized in our book. And there's a 100% chance that this person has read the book and knows that that's about them, and they never reached out to me about it, so they're probably very angry. But hey, you know, sometimes the ends justify the memes. I'm gonna get a tattoo of a scoop of vanilla ice cream and a scoop of chocolate ice cream, because, you know, sometimes I'm a little vanilla, but, you know, other times not vanilla is also good. You know what? I want some space disco. Is it gonna get me banned though? Probably. Whoa. I'm gonna have to keep my thing open to see if it kicks me off YouTube. Good luck, Dan. May your meeting be brief. When am I gonna go to the gym today? When am I gonna go? I think right before bed. You ever throw something in the fridge to marinate for a full 24 hours, and you open the fridge the next day and you're so happy? because your past self gave you something to look forward to. I opened my fridge this morning and I saw that bag of teriyaki steak tips I threw in yesterday, and I went, thank you, past Dan. Way to go, Cody. Crock-Pot's a good one, too. The only thing that's different about the marinade is that I legitimately forgot that I put them in the fridge. Crock-Pot I can smell while it's cooking, and I'm like, ooh, I can't wait. I forgot that I even did the marinade. I opened the fridge this morning to get my coffee and I went, is that a bag of teriyaki steak tips for me to grill later tonight? For me? Why, you shouldn't have, myself. Freezing chili is actually really good. Chili reheats wonderfully. So try to dissuade yourself of that, because freezing chili is fantastic. Chili and pasta sauce are two things that freeze incredibly well. Actually, most of the stuff I make in the crock pot reheats after freezing super well. Beef stew, chicken pot pie filling, pot roast. Oh yeah, you can absolutely freeze chili. No point in throwing it away. Yeah, don't do that.
only a tiny part of the vast cosmic tapestry, a starry
Hell
pattern
yeah.
of worlds.
Sagan Wave. Do I have a favorite Steve comic where it came out funnier than I thought it would? Yes, I have a few. There's one in book 2 where Dracula uses 3 witches to look into the future. That one is one of my all-time favorites. The audiobook with it especially is like one of my favorite things we've ever done. I was blown away at how well Dave did Akira Toriyama's style for the Japanese issue at the end of book 2. I thought it was going to be funny. I didn't think it was going to look so legit though. It looks very, very legit. That was really, really funny. All the Don Wheeler stuff, me and Dave is generally our favorite shit. What else? I really like, there's one in book 2 where we do like a Ray Harryhausen thing where Dale fights Morgan and there's like a Shiva statue that comes to life. That whole issue I really like. I really like Final Form in book 1 with Jerry, the demon who's gonna die, with the angel wing and the demon wing. I really like how simple that one is, where it's just like, you've achieved the greatest thing that's ever gonna happen to you and now you're gonna die. I like that weird, like, grief angle for a cool final boss. Yeah, there's a few. Book 3 has some of the best stuff I think we've ever done in it. Book 3 is like, it's like breakneck pace. There's so much stuff going on. There's like almost no downtime. There's a huge Flay story, a huge Dracula story. Steve's building a new dungeon, basically. There's so much stuff in book 3. It'd be nice if it does, Cody. I've basically given up, but who knows? Usually when I give up on something, that's when the universe decides to make it happen. So I don't know. Who knows? It's like when you said to stop dating and focus on yourself, and then someone you haven't heard from in months reaches out to you and they're like, actually, I'm in love with you. And you're like, I just stopped. Like, what is this? Yeah, I hate that. I don't know why that always happens. Or when you're like, I'm not going to take on commissions anymore. I'm only going to do my own stuff for a while and improve my portfolio. And then you get like your dream job offer. And you're like, why? 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 I don't know why that always happens with everything. And you can't hack it either. You can't like tell people something you're not actually feeling to try and trick the universe. It doesn't work that way. You have to actually give up on something. And for some reason, every time you do, life throws you a weird curveball. I don't know why. I'm excited to see if the TikTok clips where we sync up the audiobook with the comics work. Oh, hold on. What up? What's going on? Oh, should I mute my stream? Do you want to talk about it? Yeah, hold on. Be back in a minute, guys. I'm not gonna end the stream. I'll just mute my mic. Oh, I'm back. Hello, 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 folks. I'm here. Had a quick call with Dave because we are looking for new international distribution for our books. Because international shipping is such a fucking nightmare right now. So Dave had a meeting with some potential business partners. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully it works out. Would be nice. Oh, rendering mushrooms. The joy. The grace, the joy. Putting the fun in fungus. Wow. Hey, Gross Girl. I am back at it. We're in mushroom worlds. We're rendering mushrooms. That's what we're doing. That's all we're doing today. If you came here for something besides mushrooms, there's the door. I'll be live for another 2.5 hours, maybe 3. And then again after the gym. Yeah, that sounds right. If you're not into mushrooms, get the fuck out. Just get out. We're doing mushrooms today, alright? I don't want to hear any complaints about it. Oh, but Dan, they're so boring and repetitive. No one's even gonna look at that part of the canvas. Get out of here. I don't want to hear it. You see how many crystals I rendered on that other painting? We're doing that, except it's mushrooms. What murder? He was the best guy around. That was the voice I was leaning into unintentionally. I'm really enjoying The Boys and The Boys' take on Venom quite a bit. I won't spoil anything, but for those of you watching The Boys, I'm enjoying it quite a bit. House of the Dragon has been all killer, no filler. Rings of Power added Tom Bombadil to the cast, which is fucking wild and desperate, and I assume it's gonna be horrible, so I'm excited to see it. I want to know if he's going to speak in rhymes, because that's gonna be fucking nuts. If they're like, Sauron's back. He killed all the dwarves at the Battle of Hoovenhaven. And then Tom Bombadil's like, ring-a-ding, ring-a-dillo. Sauron's gotta go illo. It's me, Tom Bomb. Who cares where I'm from? Gandalf, remember, you're God's favorite son. And then he clicks his heels, dances away. But then if he doesn't speak in rhymes, everyone's gonna freak out and go, that's not my Tom Bombadil. Hashtag not my Tom. That's not my Tom. Rings of Power actually getting the numbers to keep going? Yeah, it's right now it's sunk cost fallacy. Right now it's well, we spent $1 billion of Jeff Bezos' money, and maybe we can fix it in the next couple seasons and make it watchable. Maybe season 1 will just be that really bad season. That's basically where they're trying to take it. Hey, Rye. I'm alive, kinda. They're course correcting really hard. They're gonna retcon the first season by saying that they already said this in the trailer. They're gonna say that Sauron was there the whole time, and Anatar exists. We didn't leave him out. We didn't forget to put Anatar in. Anatar was here the whole time. They're gonna do that. They're throwing Tom Bombadil in as a desperate move to get the fans of the source material back on board. Because like the diehard Tolkien fans have basically abandoned the show because it changed so much. So they're going, whoa, 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 hold on. The first on-screen adaptation of Tom Bombadil. Come on, come back. But then there's a bunch of other weird lore-breaking shit in the trailer that doesn't make any sense, like Barrow-wights, possibly a slime Balrog. I don't know. It's very, very weird. So, probably going to be horrible. We'll see. We will see. I'm assuming what we're going to do is start introducing the human characters that will become the ring wraiths. I'm assuming that's where it's going to go. That would make the most sense if I was writing it. Have some tragic characters that we learn to love, and then we watch them, you know, get corrupted, become ring wraiths. Barrow-wights canonically can't be in the show, so that was a little weird, seeing that in the trailer, assuming that's what that was. I don't know. We'll see. Don't be pleased unless we get a lot of useless poems from the Silmarillion. We might get that. We might actually get that. Just kidding, they don't have the rights to the Silmarillion. I forgot. We're not gonna get that. They only have the rights... I think they bought some more rights, but not to the Silmarillion. I think they bought more of his, like, other stuff. Unfinished tales and things. Damn, I love mushrooms. painting them. I love rendering them. God, I could do this all day, and I have been, and I will continue to. God, I love mushrooms. Fuck. Oh, you're gonna see some stones float in this season of Power Rings. In the human city of Numnor. They're gonna float some boats to battle with Saren. I will say, it's a fucking choice to take a character whose primary ability is shape-shifting and decide to keep the same fucking actor who was revealed to be him in season 1 for season 2. Like, hey guys, Sauron could just look like somebody else this time. Doesn't have to be that guy. Let's just get some Super Sentai redesigns of all the Lord of the Rings monsters and make it Power Ringers. Just do that. Like, the shipping completely failed. I don't know why they're, like... No one is wanting Galadriel and Sauron to hook up. Like, nobody. That ship has sailed. It's gone. Do something else. Didn't work out. Some shipping floats and some sink like stones. If I was them, I would have ignored most of the cliffhangers from season 1, and they would have introduced a really compelling new human character who's being affected by everything happening, and they would have made the first episode entirely about them. Give them a lot of charisma, make them really likable, give them a cool story, a cool adventure. Maybe they're escaping Mount Doom exploding, maybe there's somebody on Numenor and there's political intrigue. Just give me a really cool human who over the course of the season becomes some kind of royalty through a series of battles or something, anything like that. And then make us realize in the finale, when they're given a cool ring, that they are going to become an Nazgul. And then we go, oh, that one's going to become a ring wraith. This guy, like, oh no, tragic hero. Just do that. Give us something to care about. Because right now, we know where all the characters are going to end up. We know Elrond's not going to die. We know Galadriel's not going to die. We know what's going to happen to Durin. Like, you gotta give us a character whose ending isn't already written. You gotta give us something. Something. I'm assuming Khamûl is going to be in it. There's only one ring wraith who has a name, and it's Khamûl the Easterling. And the guy who might be Gandalf, the stranger, and the Hobbit girl, they go east. Very specifically, they're like, we gotta go east to Rhûn. So I'm assuming we're gonna meet Khamûl. And maybe he'll be a good guy who gets corrupted. I'm assuming. Otherwise, why go to Rhûn? But we'll see. I'll go even further left field and bring in the cast of the 1990s Dungeons and Dragons movie. Get some Wayans humor in there. The Hail Mary of Hail Marys. Well, the Blue Wizards... See, here's the thing about the Blue Wizards. They're not supposed to be here yet. So he either is a Blue Wizard, like the stranger, he's either going to be revealed to be a Blue Wizard, or, I don't know, they're going to arrive and he's going to go there for their arrival, I guess? But, like, in the Lord of the Rings mythology, the Blue Wizards do a bunch of stuff in Middle-earth and then they go east and then we never see them again. They don't start in the east. So I don't think it's the Blue Wizards. Maybe it is. Maybe it's a big misdirect and it's them, but that's where they end up. It's not where they start. But also, he might be a Blue Wizard. He might not be Gandalf. Because Gandalf's not supposed to be here either. He's supposed to show up like 2,000 years later. So I don't know. I really don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be Khamûl. They have the rights to him because he's mentioned in the appendices. Because the show's called The Rings of Power. We've met the elves. Now we get to talk about the 7 given to the Dwarf Lords and the 9 given to the humans. And they've already said the show's only going to be 5 seasons. So assuming season 3 is the Empire Strikes Back turning point season where things get dark, we kind of need to set up who the ring wraiths are going to be, like, pretty quick. Oh, I think Jeremy Irons in D&D is better than anything in Rings of Power because camp is fun. Rings of Power isn't good enough at being serious to not be more enjoyable than camp. Absolutely. It's like asking if I want a bag of Doritos over a completely butchered piece of steak. It's like, I'll take the Doritos. Like, it's junk food, but at least it's, you know, there's some kind of enjoyable taste there. It's not good, but it's like, you know, it's better than something that could be good done horribly. Because, like, here's the thing. If the Blue Wizards show up... Oh, hold on. Please hold. My music has been copyright struck. Let me go ahead and end my music and go back to something else before my stream gets taken down. Have I heard Irons talk about the D&D movie? I don't think so. I've seen some clips. I don't think I've ever watched like a full interview though. I think the clips I've watched have mostly been in like reviews where they show people from the movie talking about it. Why isn't Red Letter Media did a video on Popeye? How have they not done a video on D&D? I think they did a commentary track. I'm surprised they haven't done a review. So I bet if I had to guess, this season of Rings of Power is going to be about the Dwarf Lords. It's going to be about the 7 rings given to them. And then next season is going to be the big reveal of the ring wraiths, and then season 4 and 5 are going to be the big war against Sauron. Oh yeah, he bought a castle. Right. He bought a castle with the money from D&D. I have heard that quote. I'm assuming, okay, so here's what I'll predict. Let's do some hard predictions. This season's going to be about the Rings of Power being given to the dwarves and tricking the dwarves and all that. And we're going to start seeing the political decay in Numenor and maybe introduce the Cult of Morgoth. Season 3, the end of Season 3, is going to be Numenor sinking into the ocean and everybody happening in the genocide of the Numenorians. That's my prediction. The end of Season 3 will be that. That'll be the big moment, and then Season 4 will be we're fighting impossible odds. We get to pick up the pieces and make a last alliance of men and elves and dwarves to fight Sauron. And then Season 5 will be the war against Sauron. And it will end at Mount Doom with the ring getting cut off. Possibly leading into Amazon announcing that they are doing a remake of The Lord of the Rings as a TV series, which would be a very bad idea, but not something I would put past them. Because at that point it will have been 30 years since the movies. But I do think Season 3 finale, Sinking of Numenor. I wouldn't be surprised if at the end of Season 2 we get introduced to the Black Numenorians and the cults of Morgoth. What else do they have to cover? I'm trying to think of what other ground they have to cover. Nothing really happens with the dwarf rings. They just kind of make the dwarves more greedy, which makes them like isolate more. They don't like become ring wraiths or anything. They don't really like. It just makes them like remove themselves from the battlefield, essentially. I'm assuming they're gonna change that and keep, like, you know, they want Durin to be around. They want to have some dwarves in the army for that Gimli vibe. Yeah, I don't know. I do not know. What other ground do they have to cover? You gotta sink Numenor, they gotta introduce in the ring wraiths, they gotta have them turn into ring wraiths. They gotta give the dwarves all of their rings. The Balrog probably has to destroy Moria? Probably. What else? They have to forge Narsil. What else? Oh, they're gonna remake Lord of the Rings. It's not an if, it's a when. They will remake it. Warner Brothers was already talking about internally possibly remaking it, but they chose not to. It will happen. Yeah, there's some good art in Rings of Power, but it's not, the show's just not good. Oh, my other prediction. Shelob. We're gonna see Shelob. We haven't hit creative bedrock, we've hit risk-taking bedrock. Movies cost so much money to make now with the standards of special effects and the budgets that no one will take a risk on anything unknown because the financial loss is potentially in the billion-dollar range. So like there's creative stuff out there. There's still, you know, but studios aren't gonna spend $1 billion on a movie, 500 to make it and 500 to market it, without the highest guarantee for their ROI. So yeah, that's why remakes are just like, it's a safer bet. And especially when the industry is like fucked, like everything's fucked still from COVID. Like, yeah. It's too bad. But it's also a weird thing of everything old is new again, because like the Lord of the Rings movies came out like almost 30 years ago now. Like there's people I know that have never seen them. Like a lot of people I know who's never seen them. Like remaking Lord of the Rings isn't just a cynical thing of like it's a known property that's going to make money. It's also, you know, the more time passes by, the less and less likely new generations of people aren't going to watch those movies. Because they're just old movies to them. Like, I know a lot of people that have never seen Lord of the Rings. What I think they should do is re-release Lord of the Rings with updated CG. Unironically, like what Lucas did for the special editions of Star Wars, except don't add new scenes. Lucas's problem was he started adding new shit. Don't add any new shit. Just take the shit that didn't look that good, like some of the Gollum stuff, and just make it look like it did in The Hobbit. Just paint over the CG with new CG. Don't add anything, don't delete anything, don't change anything, just update the CG to modern standards and re-release it. I think that's all they need to do. Everything else in the movies holds up. But, I mean, I gotta be honest, if you didn't grow up with the movies and you watch them for the first time, some of that CG looks pretty fucking bad now. Like that Balrog scene could look a lot better. Our ability to use, you know, fire effects and smoke effects has come a long way. In, you know, 30 years of special effects. But yeah, that's what I would do if I was them. I would just make the CG look better and re-release it. Well, I don't think Peter Jackson would have any input. Peter Jackson doesn't own Lord of the Rings. The studio owns Lord of the Rings. They can choose to bring him on or not. But I think he also learned his lesson from The Hobbit that people don't want to see the shit he wants to see. Yeah, I mean, I think the CG looks good, but I'm also biased because I grew up with it, and it's my favorite book series and my favorite movies, and I saw them at the exact right age. But, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that, you know, the CG has aged gracefully. Some of the compositing shots have aged beautifully, like when, you know, he de-ages when Gandalf breaks the spell. That looks great. Some of the Gollum stuff looks really good. Some of the Gollum stuff looks really bad. The Bilbo turning into Gollum when he reaches for the ring looks fucking horrible. Absolutely horrible. The Oliphants look okay, and in some of the shots they look really bad. What else? The smoke effects on the Balrog don't look good. The fire effects look really good because they essentially just took fire on a green screen and like manipulated it and pasted it all over it. The smoke effects look very bad. They look extremely dated. Everything else on the Balrog looks pretty good. The Gandalf falling down the pit fighting the Balrog looks awful. If you can watch that and tell me that that CG holds up, I think you're lying to yourself. That's my hot take. Gandalf falling down the pit fighting the Balrog looks like a PlayStation 3 cutscene. It doesn't, like, it was impressive at the time because PS3 didn't exist, but it does not look good. You can tell where the composite lines are for the actor and the digital actor pasted on top of the model. Yeah. Yeah, there's absolutely stuff in those movies that looks bad now, which is a shame. I get it, but, you know, it's true. I think the weakest scene in the whole trilogy is Gandalf falling with the Balrog in the beginning of Two Towers. I think visually it's the CG holds up the least there. I would say it's not even a matter of it doesn't hold up. I would say it actually looks bad. But that's my personal take. Trying hard to think if there's anything else that looks bad. Everything in the intro to Fellowship, like all the flashback stuff, looks insane. It looks so good. It's like flawless. Everything up to Bilbo turning into Gollum to reach for the ring looks pretty good. And then after that, everything up to the Balrog, like I said, the smoke compositing doesn't look great. But yeah, it just needs a retouch. I'm not saying to reshoot any of it, I'm just saying paint over the CG with new CG. Very, very easy to do. And just release definitive editions, you know? I'd say 80% of the Golem scenes hold up. There's a minority that look very silly and rubbery, but I'd say like 80% of them are very, very good. Reminds me, I gotta look something up. Hold on a second. If anyone doesn't know, in the United States, I can't speak for worldwide, but in the US, they're re-releasing Princess Mononoke into theaters this week. I'm definitely gonna go see it. I was just checking show times. Please hold. I will be back momentarily. can I explain why I use the hard round? It just became a force of habit. I did some like line decker studies with the hard round, and I liked the way the blending worked forever ago. That being said, this is the last painting I'm gonna do that way, because in Photoshop I like the hard round brush, but in Clip I didn't start using Clip until last year, and Clip Studio destroys Photoshop in terms of like quality of brushes and how they feel and how they look. I didn't like the other brushes I was using in Photoshop because they looked very, I don't know. It did free me up cognitively in one way where it's just like, here's my tool, I'm just gonna do this. But also, I saw Marko Đurđević painting, and I was asking him what he was doing, and he just used the hard round, soft round, and like all of his Marvel covers and all the shit he does is just hard round, soft round. And I was like, oh, like, this really, like, if you just like, you know, get good with it, like you can do some really, really good stuff with that. And it just became a force of habit over time where it just feels more like drawing a painting, because I don't really like, I'm not good at painting, or I don't feel like I'm good at painting, but I feel like I'm good at drawing. So like what I'm doing right now is just kind of like drawing everything in. I'm like sketching a painting, and it felt more natural for me to do work that way. But then I tried Clip, and it still feels like I'm drawing a painting, like I'm still kind of approaching it that way, but the textures look so natural. They don't look digital the way Photoshop texture brushes look, and they feel so good to use in Clip. So like, I'm doing this in this style just to make it match the other two in the set, but once this is done, I'm basically gonna be full-time Clip. I might use Photoshop to do like composition sketches and things, or like rough underpaintings, but yeah. Hope that answered your question. Oh, fuck. Oh. Oh. Alright. I don't have to get as detailed as I'm being. That's alright. Well, no. I'm looking at the dragonfly wings. Maybe I do. Oh, whatever. I'm almost done with this side of the mushrooms, and then I can copy warp a lot of them on the other side. Oh. Yeah, I mean, the old adage that your brushes don't matter is true, but your brushes, you know, they can add a lot. They can add a cool. They can make you enjoy painting more. But like, if you're skillful, you know, like if your technicals are like really good, you're gonna, you know, it's gonna translate medium. You'll be able to do a good thing and execute the idea well, whether it's a pencil, a crayon, a hard round brush, a Krita brush. Like, they can add a cool look and flavor to your thing, but the idea is the most important part. Your brushes aren't going to make a bad idea suddenly a good idea. They're just going to make it a prettier idea, or like a more, I don't know, more textured idea. But yeah. This painting I'm doing now would probably be done right now if I was doing it in Clip, because the pencil brush I'd be using in Clip is so good at blending that a lot of the time I'm spending like micro rendering would be like eliminated. So that's what I'm looking forward to most, is that I get my work done faster in Clip because the rendering goes quicker. The brush doesn't do the work for you, but it does imply a feeling of like doneness. It looks like, you know, the natural textures in some of the brushes feel like you went in and scratched it all, even though you didn't. In about 15-20 minutes, I gotta get off of here and go to the gym, and then I'll come back later tonight. Sorry, I was just checking the pool schedule. Oh boy. I gotta find a better gym routine that doesn't cut my day in half. gem. Let's see if that gives me some kind of second wind or if it completely kills me. We will see. And I will come back later tonight and we will do some more painting. And then I believe I'm going to paint all day tomorrow, but we'll see. We will see. I'm either going to go to the beach and swim, depending on the weather, or I will be here painting all day. What's up, Riley? You caught me right at the end. I'm about to go to the gym. But I'll be back later. I will return. Get those grains. Oh. All right. I'm gonna start copy pasting mushrooms when I come back. I'm at the point where I've painted enough original mushrooms that I can start warping and painting over the warps. Alright, I am going to go now. I'd like to finish this whole corner, and then I can start wrapping this thing up. Cool. Alright, see you guys.